I was just going through the latest numbers with regards to the Toronto and GTA real estate market, and the numbers definitely surprised me. That is right, when we break down home prices by different property types, going through the latest TRREB resale market reports, you can find a surprising fact about Toronto and GTA condos. You see, I have on this channel, amongst others, clearly explicated that the condo market across the Toronto and GTA real estate market is definitely not seller friendly. You can find many news articles, many of my videos, many of other people's videos going through in detail why the condo market is in a dire situation. But even having provided that, this video might still surprise you. Before we get into the nitty gritty, hello everyone, as always, this is Sam from SaberiSixRealEstate, back with another video for you guys here today. If you're new to the channel, on this channel we cover everything having to do with the Toronto and GTA real estate market stats, market reports, market updates, buyer advice, seller advice, building reviews, area analysis, property tours, and so much more. So if you find any of this content informative, definitely subscribe. My contact information in the description box. Lastly, you can get in touch with me with the link in the description box. Feel free to set up a chat, book a call with me for any buying or selling inquiries. And if you wish to support the channel by becoming a channel member, you get some exclusive content as well. I'm working on expanding the repertoire of the exclusive members only content that I'm providing. But let's put aside all that promotional BS and get to the nitty gritty, the numbers. What is the surprising fact? Well, as you guys know, as I talked about earlier in the video, the TRREB resale market report just came out at the time of recording of this video. We are August 6th. You might be watching this August 6th, August 7th, August 8th, who knows? But we have the full July stats available to us. As a result, as I always do, I updated my exclusive WhatsApp group chat this morning, going through some of the major trends. You can also feel free to join that WhatsApp group chat. It's anonymous. You'll get market reports and market stats. But there was something very interesting when I was going through home prices by property type. What do I mean? Well, let's start, as I have my iPad in front of me, let's start going through the home prices and I'll show you. Off the bat, the big headline number, the most general figure across all property types, across all areas in the GTA, came in at $1,106,000 in July of 2024. And this represented almost a 1% price decline year over year, comparing July 2024 to July 2023. Because in July 2023, the average sold price was $1,116,000, not much of a price drop. Once again, barely anything, around 0.9 to 1%. But that's not the interesting fact. Once we break it down by property type, and I will put it on the screen as I speak, we will start to see something a little bit surprising about Toronto condo prices. For instance, when we start with the average sold prices for detached, the detached freehold property type, probably the most sought after property type out there, you know, Toronto, GTA wide, we see that in July, the average came in at $1,425,000. And this represented even less of a decline, 0.09% year over year. And which is marginally nothing. But month over month, this represented, as you guys can see from that column, this represented a 3.6% decline month over month, dropping from $1.48 million, $1,480,000 in June of 2024, which that in itself was a decline of 1.77% from May of 2024, when the average was at $1,506,000. And that in of itself as well was a 0.6% drop from April, where April so far, thus far, year to date, April has been the highest price point month for detached freehold at $1,516,000. So far we see the price point that detached just came in at $1,425,000 is far down than this peak we saw thus far year to date. Obviously August, September, October is yet to come, but so far year to date, thus far down from the peak that we saw in April and May. The spring market, although the spring market in 2024 has been pathetic, or was pathetic, it was very subdued. But once again, prices from detached really peaked March, April, and May. Well, before I explain what this has to do with the Toronto condo market and what the surprising fact of the Toronto condo market is, let me give you another point of reference, another example. We just simply have to move on to, for instance, the semi-detached property type. With the semi-detached property type, once again, year to date, thus far to July, we see that July 2024, the most recent month in full, the average sold price for a semi-detached came in at $1,067,000, representing a 3% decline from June, where the average was 1.1 million. That was representing a 6% decline from May, where the average was at $1,170,000, right? And much like the detached property type thus far in 2024, we simply see that prices for semi-detached have kind of peaked in April and May. Once again, very seasonal, very much so to be expected. As subdued as the spring of 2024 has been, still it followed typical seasonal trends, where in retrospect, we see the summer months deal out lower prices for the market compared to spring. And we will see much of the same thing if we did it for townhomes. And by the way, keep in mind, these prices are GTA wide, right? All areas, including York region, Mississauga, Peel region, Durham, Toronto, Midtown, North area, and everything else in between, right? We see that condos break away from that trend slightly, because as of July 2024, the average sold price for a condo came in GTA wide $718,000, which is down 1.1% month over month from June of 2024, and June of 2024 was down 0.5% month over month. But for the most part, we see year to date in 2024, condos from January onwards were showing gains in the average price point. And now that in July, we see prices have dropped, much like other property types, they have dropped relatively less than every other property type that we just went through. For example, let's compare July 2024 prices for condos to the peak of condo prices so far in 2024, as dull as they are, but nonetheless, May 2024, we see that average was 730 once again. Prices as of July are only down 1.66%. But when we take a look at detached, comparing the July 2024 figure to the April figure, right, the spring highest point of detached home prices, we see that detached in July, GTA wide, is now 5.9%, nearly 6%. And when we apply the similar type of exercise for semi-detached, what do we see? We see that semi-detached is down 9% from the highest month so far in 2024. Now, why is this surprising? Because it seems as if condos have held up the best into the downtrend of the summer market so far across the Toronto and GTA real estate market when broken down by property type. And the reason this is surprising is because condos on the ground by every other metric are having the hardest time moving. The inventory is piling up, days on market are the highest, competition is the least, demand is the least, and motivated sellers are the highest. So by every other metric, terminations, relists, price reductions, those as well, condos are the poorest property type, the most dire property type right now. But when broken down by the prices, we see that thus far, the prices have relatively held up the best compared to all the other property types. That's why it's surprising. Now, there's a reason for all of this. I've mentioned these reasons many times in the past, and the reasons simply are that condos are the cheapest property type. When broken down, semi, townhomes, detached, whatever it is, condos are the most affordable and the most accessible property type, even in a high interest rate environment. If you're gonna be a first-time home buyer, you're most likely a condo buyer. If you're entering the market, you're most likely gonna be entering through a vehicle of a condominium. And that's why condos have a minimum threshold of support due to the lower price points we're talking about. And is this to say that condos have already hit bottom and it's only up from here? Not at all. Condos can decline and will most likely decline once August numbers come out much further. Much might be putting it too strongly, but we can see prices fall under $718,000. And when broken down by area, which I did in my July condo market update, where I broke down condo prices by area, we will see different results. Most likely what's dragging condo prices down are the Toronto areas, specifically downtown. And I've seen this as an observation on the ground, working every day with condo buyers and now condo sellers as well. I'm seeing what's struggling to sell the most are downtown areas. The Midtown and then North York and Toronto East and Toronto West are doing a little bit better. And whereas surprisingly, and this is anecdotal, condos in York region like Richmond Hill and Markham are surprisingly performing decently well when compared to their Toronto counterpart, right? Not to say, once again, it's moving like hotcakes, it's still a down market, but they're selling better on average than Toronto condos, especially, once again, the investor-focused, non-end user-friendly condos we find so abundant in downtown and midtown. So that is it, the surprising fact for Toronto condos. If you have any further questions, include them in the comments. Let me know if this surprised you as well. Condos have held up the best. I would have never guessed that, but the numbers thus far indicate as such. Purely from a price point, obviously from other metrics, condos are the most buyer-friendly, the least seller-friendly as well. As always, this is Sam from SaberiSixRealEstate, RE/MAX Realtron Realty Inc. Thank you very much for watching. Get in touch with me, link in the bio, book a call, don't be shy. Thank you for watching, stay safe and stay tuned. Thank you.